Hey, so it is NaNoWriMo day 23, and the word count goal for today is 38,333 words. I am still currently sitting at 51,234. I thought I was almost at 52,000, but apparently not. Anyway, so I mentioned in my last update that I was waffling between different ideas, whether I wanted to reach 75,000 words on my draft by the end of NaNoWriMo or write 75,000 words in NaNoWriMo by the end of the month, and whether or not I wanted to add my pre-NaNoWriMo words to my NaNoWriMo total. And I think that at least for now, I'm going to say that I want my draft to be at 75,000 words by the end of the month, and that I am not going to add my 5,800 words to my NaNoWriMo total. If I hit 75,000 words on my draft fairly early in this last week-ish, I may go ahead and up that goal to 75,000 words written in NaNoWriMo, but I'm gonna leave it at what I just said for now. That being said, I haven't updated y'all on any sort of Pinteresty or inspiration stuff in the past few days, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now because I took another personality quiz for one of my characters yesterday, and I wanted to go ahead and show that to y'all. So the other three personalities that I showed you, like I said, are the most prominent characters, but this is the personality of who I would probably consider to be the next most prominent character. Essentially, this character originally wasn't going to play a huge part in the story, but the more that I wrote their character, the more that I really started to like this person, and the more that I started to kind of involve them in the events of the story. And since this is probably fairly obvious from the personality type, especially since it's called the Entertainer, yes, this is one of the members of the boy band, which I have named the Landis brothers in the story. Yeah, like I've said in past videos, I really cleverly hid the fact that it was based off of the Jonas Brothers. As you can see, this character is 92% extroverted, so he is the most extroverted character that I have. But I also wanted to share with you a little quote. So I took this on the 16 Types website, and they have all these like personality profiles for all these different personality types. And I wanted to share a quote with you guys about this personality type that blew my mind. Okay, so this like line / description popped up in the ESFP personality description. So essentially, there's nothing that makes ESFPs feel quite as unhappy as realizing that they are boxed in by circumstance, unable to join their friends. And this line completely blew my mind. And this blew my mind because this has been this character's main annoyance throughout the entire story. Like, the entire story, he's kind of been stuck at home a lot of the time, and he despises it. He hates that he is confined to this small town and in this little space, and he's been complaining about this the entire story. And just the fact that this is one of the main, like, descriptors of this personality that popped up, like I said, just blew my mind, because this is literally him in a nutshell. So yeah, that personality quiz yesterday really like reassured me that I'm headed in the right direction with this character. Like, his actions are really fitting his personality. So that's really cool for me. So yeah, I am now going to go and try to get some writing done because we leave to like take a road trip to my family in a few hours, and I really want to have written before we get on the road. I'm planning on writing on the road a little bit too, but I know that my battery life in the car is going to be limited, so I will only have a little bit of time to actually do that. So I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can before we leave, and I will get back with y'all sometime later, probably really late, because I won't have much privacy to film at my family's house, so it might be like right before I go to bed or like right before we leave here. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, so it is rather late at night, and I'm sorry if the lighting or the audio is really awful, but this is the only place that I can film. So I ended up getting about 3,000 words written today, which is really awesome, and it's definitely more than I thought I would get written. I can't really film any sort of Pinterest board or playlist stuff right now, but if I get the chance at some point, either tomorrow or just later some point, I will. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to day 24 because it is just past day 24, and I figured while I have the chance and the opportunity to film, I should go ahead and start on the next day, because now that I'm visiting my family, who knows when I will get that chance. So it is now day 24. The word count goal for the day is 40,000 words, and I am currently sitting at just over 54,000 words. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit and try to do some writing, and I will hopefully do some writing early tomorrow morning before everyone else wakes up. So we will see what will happen. And yeah, like I said, whenever I can do some Pinterest inspiration stuff, I will definitely do so. Hey, so it is now NaNoWriMo day 25. The word count goal for the day is 41,666 words. I wrote about 1,000 words yesterday, and then I've written about 1,400 words so far today. So I'm currently sitting at a NaNoWriMo total of somewhere around 57,000 words. I think I'm just a bit higher than 57,000. So yeah, I have no idea how on track I am to finish 75,000 words by the end of the month, but I'm doing the best I can right now because it is very busy and loud here. So yeah, sorry for the minimal updates, but there's a lot going on here, and I will try to get back with y'all sometime soon about Pinterest stuff and about playlist stuff. Hey, so it is NaNoWriMo day 27, and the word count goal for today is 45,000 words. And I am currently still sitting at 57,000 words because I didn't write yesterday. Anyway, like I said, I didn't write yesterday, but I did want to go ahead and update y'all since it is now day 27, and I will probably get some writing done today because I'm headed home today. So yeah, I will check back with y'all later. Hey, so it is now day 29, and the word count goal for the day is 48,333 words. So obviously, I didn't record an update on day 28, which was yesterday. And honestly, there's really no excuse for it. I was being lazy, I had plenty of time to do stuff, and I didn't. Well, that's not entirely accurate. I did stuff for my story, it just didn't involve recording any more updates or writing anything on the actual draft. However, my last update was on day 27, and that was on Sunday, and I did get some writing done that day. It wasn't very much writing. I want to say that it was like 700 something words, but I did get some writing done at the very least. And then yesterday I meant to write all day, but I actually ended up spending a large chunk of the day trying to figure out what font I want my title to be in when I finally print out the manuscript. Which admittedly is fairly dumb to do when I don't write at all that day, but I was having a lot of fun with it, and I was just playing around with a lot of different fonts, so that's what I decided to do. I downloaded a bunch of fonts from online, and then I have an entire Word document where I have the title of the font and then my title in that font so I can see what it looks like, and it's just an entire Word document of tons and tons and tons of fonts so I can compare them. And then I got really nerdy with it, and I divided them up by like the ones that are print and look kind of hipstery, and the ones that are kind of cursive-y, and then the ones that are kind of brush pens, and then all the extra ones, and then I made a full list of my favorite ones right now. So I'll go ahead and show that to you right now. So as you can see, these are my favorites at the moment. Obviously, as you can also see, my title is Flirting with Fame. I don't know how many times I've mentioned that, but that's what the title is. It's probably just the working title because I came up with it in just like 2 seconds. But that's what I'm working with right now, so that's what I'm using for all of these different fonts. As you can see, I've got a variety of styles. I've got this little like cursive-y one, and then I've got the print, and then I've got kind of the brush stroke type. And I'd have to say that right now, this one's probably the one that's catching my attention the most, but I really like all of these. Another one that I really like is this one right here. But unfortunately, when you type Flirting with Fame out in it, the I and the R run together, and so that makes it really hard to read. So I probably can't go with that one, but if I were ever to change my title and it were to read a little bit easier, I would definitely consider going with that one. But yeah, like I said, I have a ton of fonts on here, and I really like typography and I really like fonts, so I have a really hard time choosing which ones I like the best, and I like a lot of them. So it's very difficult for me to choose between all of these different fonts. So yeah, that's what I did yesterday. However, today I went to get some writing done. I do have some homework that I have to do, but other than that, I am going to have time to write, so I'm going to try to do that. And obviously, I mentioned a few days ago that I wanted to get to 75,000 words in my draft before the end of NaNoWriMo, and that's not going to happen. Like, I wish I could say that was going to happen, but it's not. I have, like, 13,000 words to go, I think. I don't know, I haven't looked at the draft total. Anyway, there's a lot of words to go, and a lot more than I am capable of writing in a day consistently. So, well, consistently over the next couple days. Anyway, I need to come up with some sort of new, like, daily goal for myself that I can hit, so that I can just get back on track and get this draft finished by the time that I head home for winter break. That is my deadline for myself. In all honesty, I kind of want to be done with it a week before that so that I can print out my manuscript and get it in a binder or something, and then also rearrange my outline and print that out as well so I can mess around with that and edit that. But that is my, like, actual goal, is to have everything done on the draft by the time that I head home for winter break, which, as a reference point, is on the 17th of December. I think I'm going to set my personal daily goal at somewhere around 2,000 or 2,500 words per day, because that seems pretty reasonable. Obviously the 2,000 words seems a little bit more reasonable per day, but I've also been able to consistently hit over 2,500 words for a day. So I don't know. I will see what I'm gonna do, and I will try to make a decision once again by the end of the day. But right now, I'm gonna go watch some NaNoWriMo vlogs and then get some writing done. Hey, so it is now NaNoWriMo day 30, and the word count goal for today is 50,000 words. Apologies for the lack of another update last night. I did write yesterday, and then I just forgot to film, and then I crashed as usual. So I'm updating you now. Essentially yesterday I got a little bit over 2,000 words written, which was enough to send me over the 60,000 word mark. As of right now, I want to say that I'm sitting at about 66,000 words in my draft and at just over 60,000 words for NaNoWriMo. Obviously, like I said earlier in the week, this isn't necessarily where I wanted to be by the end of NaNoWriMo, especially over the last week. I've just been not writing very much, but I feel like I did get a lot accomplished yesterday, and I do think that I want to set my daily goal at 2,000 words every day, so I'm going to keep continuing to try to hit that every single day until I finish my novel. And then I'm going to use my break to relax and to kind of read over it and see what needs to be taken out, what needs to be moved around, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I got done yesterday, and now I'm going to run some errands, and then I'm going to finally film my writing story video that I'm really excited about, and I'm definitely going to try to get a good chunk of writing done today. So I will update y'all sometime later after I've written a little bit. Hey, so apologies for the weird angle, but I am exhausted and I cannot be bothered to actually sit up right now because I have just spent about the last 2.5 hours just sitting and writing, and my legs are kind of sore and my back is kind of sore, so I'm just gonna lay like this. And in that time, I managed to get a little bit over 5,000 words written. Essentially, I sat down to write for an hour, and I got through the hour and I got a little bit over 2,000 words written, and I kind of just wanted to keep on going because I kind of wanted to reach 70,000 in my draft. And so I just kept going until I hit the 70,000 in my draft, and then I saw that I was very close to hitting 65,000 for NaNoWriMo total and 5,000 for my daily total, so I just kept on going, and eventually I got about 5,300 words for the day, and that brings my total for NaNoWriMo up to just a little bit above 65,000 words. And currently my draft is sitting at just over 71,000 words, so I didn't quite get it all the way up to the 75,000 total that I wanted earlier this week, but I got a lot closer than I thought I would earlier today. And it is closing in on about 11:50 here, so NaNoWriMo is coming to a close in my time zone. So it looks like 65,000 words is going to be my official NaNoWriMo total, which is honestly really great. I mean, I never really expected at the beginning of this to get to 65,000. I was even skeptical if I would be able to get to 50,000. And so overall, I'm really satisfied with what I was able to accomplish over this month. That being said, there is still definitely a good amount of work to be done. I did get through an entire chapter today, which was really nice, but I do have, I think, at least 3 more full chapters to go, if not maybe 4. I don't know, but there's still a good chunk of the story that still needs to be written. And so I'm going to continue to write that. And like I said earlier in the clip, I'm going to keep on going until the draft is done, and my goal is to get that done before I head home for winter break. That being said though, I think that this is where my NaNoWriMo / daily writing vlogs are going to come to an end. I definitely plan to do a NaNoWriMo wrap-up video, and I definitely plan to make another writing vlog sometime in the next few weeks, probably when I end up finishing the draft. But I don't think I'm going to be filming daily updates anymore because NaNoWriMo has come to an end. I'll definitely be making some sort of videos when I start the editing process, but I don't know yet how that's going to be going, and I don't know when I'm going to start that, so I'm not going to guarantee that there are going to be any sort of like daily updates or vlogs, but there will probably be some sort of writing update concerning that, maybe sometime late in December or early in January. So despite the fact that my daily vlogs are coming to an end, this is certainly not the end of my story, and this is certainly not the end of the writing related vlogs on my channel. So that is it for NaNoWriMo. I have reached 65,000 words this month, and I think that that is a really awesome accomplishment. And I also want to say a big congratulations to everyone else who is watching this who has won NaNoWriMo or just even participated in NaNoWriMo, because every single word that you wrote this month is a step forward on your novel, whether or not you won NaNoWriMo. I know it's cheesy and everyone says it, but even if you only wrote 2,000 words this month, that's 2,000 words that you didn't already have. Winning is not everything in NaNoWriMo. It's just about getting the words of your novel on your page. I mean, you could write 49,999 words this month and not win, but you put almost 50,000 words onto a draft. I mean, like, winning is not everything, but it's really awesome that you got a ton of words in this month, regardless of the actual number. As always, my links to all my social media will be down in the description, and just thank you for coming along on this journey with me and watching these videos. Hearing all of your kind comments has been really, really awesome, and I've really appreciated it. And thus ends my NaNoWriMo vlogs for 2016.